stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, almost bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, the Mamaroneck School community, parents, alumni, Board of Education members, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2020. I want to begin tonight by thanking the many people who helped us design this month-long graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. While we certainly would prefer to be sitting on the baseball field with over 2,000 people, that was not meant to be. But rest assured, tonight we have included all the elements of our traditional graduation in this virtual ceremony. On March 13th, Dr. Schaps announced that the Mamaroneck School District would be closed for 2 weeks, pending an assessment of the situation. And so all of you left this building on that Friday with some anxiety and a little excitement, but what we could not comprehend was it was the last day that the class of 2020 would walk the halls of our beloved school as students. So tonight I thought we would start this virtual ceremony with a little walk through the halls, so let's go. Wait, why is this door open? Hi, Miss Andrews.
Hey, Miss Lane.
What are you doing with that dirt?
Not dirt, Miss Claim. Soil. It's a common mistake. I have to correct my seniors all the time. Keeping on brand, there's something I just want to share with all of you. I think we can learn a lot from soil. Soil is a medium for growth for plants and animals. It allows for transport of material. So we can be supportive in the same way to others in terms of service. But soil is only as good as its quality. So we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves well in that practice of servicing others. Good luck to you all.
Thanks, Miss Andrews. I'm going to let you get back to that soil of yours.
Thanks, Miss Lane.
See ya.
If you had told me I had to give a speech a couple months ago, I would have written about something relatively lighthearted, like how I'm going to miss the absolute chaos of the overpass in between periods and getting caught by Lolo as I park in staff, or how I'm going to miss trying to sneak bites of ranchero in the library and eating lunch with my friends. And this would all be true. The end of high school comes with the reflection of our time here, and we will not soon forget the memories we have made. I recently read a quote that resonated with me by Alicia Keys: "Don't let anyone dim your light." In my opinion, in a time of such transition, for us as a high school class and for society as a whole, this could not be more relevant. Throughout our time in Mamaroneck, we have searched for our people and have learned that those with whom we surround ourselves largely influence the person we become. As we go out into the world and spread across the globe, aim to surround yourself with people who support your aspirations and bring out a better version of yourself. Choose to surround yourself with people who brighten your light. This quote is relevant in our community just as much as it is in our personal lives. On top of a global pandemic, most of us and the rest of the world watched from behind screens as people took to the streets to fight for humanity. We saw a person who used his platform lose his career for taking a knee, and a knee that caused the worst civil unrest we have seen in our lives. We saw rubber bullets, looting, and violence, yet also remarkable moments of strength and peaceful protest. With all that we lost as a grade, prom, field day, a normal graduation, our last days as a kid, it feels like, it is easy to turn off the world around us and focus on ourselves. But if there is anything we can take away from what we've been through, it should be that our generation has and will be asked to sacrifice for progress. The issues we see and experience around us may not have been products of our generation, but it is up to us to fight them, from the wage gap and sexism, to the coronavirus, to inherent racism and police brutality. So instead of dancing at our prom, how about we march through the streets? And instead of decorating our caps, how about we make signs? And instead of calling on others to fix the problems we see, how about we call on ourselves to be better, to create the world we want to leave to future generations? I ask you all to question within yourself, what will you do with your light? How will you persist against the forces that seek to prevent positive change? How will you use your light to cultivate a better person within yourself and a better society around you? Thank you and congratulations.
Miss Rinaldi, what are you doing here?
Miss Klein, it's funny you came by. I was just waiting to see if any of my seniors were going to come on for my Google Meet. It's not looking promising.
Oh boy. Well, I have an idea. Why don't you talk to them right now?
Well, that's a good idea. All right, I have a little something I could say. So here's a little thing. If you always do what you've always done, then you'll always get what you always got. In order to get what you never got, you've got to do what you've never done. Congratulations.
Wow, love those words. I'm going to keep on moving. I'm showing them around the school.
All right, sounds awesome. Have fun.
To the members of the Board of Education, our Superintendent, Dr. Robert Schaff, our Principal, Mrs. Elizabeth Klein, and all of our administrators, colleagues, families, and friends, and to the class of 2020. I am honored and pleased to welcome you all to this unique and special graduation ceremony. I am Shannon Turner Porter, a teacher who has been connected to this school for 50 years. It is my honor to graduate with you today. It is time to look backwards and also to move forward. 50 years ago, 1970, I entered Mamaroneck High School. The seniors at MHS graduated during the 70s also faced an eventful time. It too was a new decade. The 1970s were a tumultuous time. In some ways, the decade was a continuation of the 1960s. Women, African Americans, Native Americans, gays and lesbians, and other marginalized people continued their fight for equality. And many Americans joined the protests against the ongoing Vietnam War. The United States invaded Cambodia in 1970, and hundreds of thousands of protesters clogged city streets and shut down college campuses. On May 4th, National Guardsmen shot 4 students, demonstrators at an anti-war rally at Kent State University in Ohio. 10 days later, police officers killed 2 black student protesters at Mississippi's Jackson State College. 2020 is a leap year with 366 days and the start of a new decade. 3 months into this new decade, our lives began to change. It has been a difficult time. In a few short weeks, we have begun to adapt to living in a world with COVID-19, a novel strain of the coronavirus that has become a global pandemic. Between skipping handshakes, keeping a safe distance from other people, and being more diligent about proper hand washing, we're in the process of seeing what kind of impact the spread of the virus will have on our cultural, social, and hygiene practices. The battle against coronavirus is changing how we think about much of life. As we face coronavirus, exciting things like the prom, awards program, sports, and graduation ceremonies have been canceled, and future plans are uncertain. At the same time, we are witnessing a fight for justice and equality in our country. So it's all the more important to look back to see how far you have come. Now let's start this thing in 2020 and work backwards to 2003 when most of you were born. Okay, 2020 started with the Senate's decision that President Trump would be acquitted after he had been impeached in late 2019 by the House on 2 counts. That same year, we saw the first all-woman spacewalk. It was the NASA astronauts, Mayer and Cook, who got it done. As protesters in Hong Kong raged, aimed at policies protesters said threatened the region's autonomy. Students skipped school for climate change strikes. Robert Mueller released his Russian finding. In 2018, TikTok merged with Musical.ly. The March of Our Lives aimed to end school shootings. The first ever summit between a U.S. president and a North Korean leader was held. Let's head into 2017 for the first Women's March where women spoke out. The Me Too movement started, and 2 hurricanes hit, Irma and Harvey. Iraq won back control of ISIS's largest cities. The Paris Climate Agreement was signed in 2016. Britain voted to leave the EU completely. Donald Trump was elected commander-in-chief. Same-sex marriage was legalized in 2015, and NASA found liquid water on Mars. In 2014, Malala Yousafzai was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, the youngest winner ever. The Ukrainian Revolution was led by protesters. Russia annexed Crimea that same year. In 2013, the U.S. military cleared women to serve in combat. They lifted the ban. And the Black Lives Matter movement began, following the killing of Trayvon Martin in Florida. The year before that, the U.S. re-elected Obama. The Curiosity rover landed on Mars. The Occupy Wall Street protesters started in 2011 as the Arab Spring and the Syrian civil war were happening. Instagram was founded in 2010. NASA found ice on the moon in 2009. Sonia Sotomayor became the first Latino justice of the Supreme Court. Spotify launched its streaming service in 2008. The U.S. elected Barack Obama, the first black president. For 2007, we have a couple shout-outs. Nancy Pelosi, the first female Speaker of the House. Apple, too, the first iPhone came out. But then the Great Recession started going down. 2006, Pluto lost its planet status. Nintendo launched Wii, people had to have it. 2005, the first YouTube video was posted, and Hurricane Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast. Facebook was invented in 2004. Bush was re-elected during the Iraq War, the year after it started in 2003. The same year the Human Genome Project completed. 18 years ago, you were all just babies, eyes wide to the world. You've lived through so much change, and lately it might feel like things change faster than ever before. But at this moment, you've got the whole rest of your life ahead of you. We can't wait to see what you will do. I would like to leave you with some words from a song by Lee Ann Womack, I Hope You Dance, and a line from Eliana Kraut, one of your classmates' new songs. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Time is a wheel in constant motion always. I hope you dance, rolling us along. I hope you dance. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder. I hope you dance where those years have gone. You are all here living in this moment. Everything is about to be new. You will find your place. Have courage. Don't be afraid. Do what you think is right. Be kind. Stay humble. Remain focused. have faith, do your best. Congratulations, class of 2020. You got this.
So many of you love this library, and of course our fabulous librarians. Shh. There's nobody here.
Oh, we know. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Mr. Washington, so nice to see you in your usual spot.
Hello, Miss Clean. I really miss those kids. I miss you guys. Miss that senior prank. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Thanks, Mr. Washington. Forgot about that senior prank. And we also have our other APs here who I know want to say a couple of words.
Qué orgullosa me siento de poder compartir este momento con ustedes. Buenas suertes a todos.
To the class of 2020, remember that Mamaroneck spirit. Keep that spirit and the tiger in your heart.
Wow.
Here we are.
Isn't it crazy, Jess?
Just ludicrous, Scott. Seems like just yesterday we were discovering porter water.
Getting ready for our first Phoenix dance.
And eating lunch on the freshman steps.
But now, we're here.
We certainly are. The big day.
Wow. We are so proud of the incredible class of 2020.
And it brings such warmth into our hearts to say, congratulations. From texting our Caprice advisors for much-needed social advice,
to pushing our athletic limits in the PE walking unit, we've always carried ourselves through with enthusiasm and a passion for what we love, whether that be staying late to put edits into the Globe,
or spending time on weekends to create science research,
or giving our all at practice after school.
You mean rehearsal, right, Scott?
Of course. It's no secret that our class experienced some disappointment in our senior year.
We know for many there is no way to make up for a final spring sports season, a spring concert, a senior recital, or a senior prom.
However, although our senior year was cut short, the value of our contributions to the school cannot be overstated.
We as a class found a way to celebrate the accomplishments of our high school years.
Be it a senior day that reunited a team that hadn't seen each other in months,
or a car parade that brought the whole community together in support of our success.
The 2019 Penny Wars was the most successful in the school's history, which granted the biggest Pennies for Peers scholarship to deserving graduates.
And keeping this spirit of charity in mind, it is our honor and pleasure to present the class of 2020's senior class gift.
For our gift, we have decided to donate $4,000 of our student council funds to the Largemont Mamaroneck Hunger Task Force.
We have chosen to use our gift for this purpose because of the critical work the food bank has done to help local families through the economic downturn.
In the wake of the pandemic, the Hunger Task Force has increased its caseload tenfold, and we are privileged to be able to help them with their important work.
We've also chosen to put aside funds for the purpose of hosting an event for our class in the near future.
The class of 2020 will go down in history.
Our sacrifice, albeit a sad one, showed the grit and perseverance of all 408 of us.
What we lost in 3 months of quarantine will turn into a lifetime of celebration and joy.
And we could not have been happier than to represent you for the past 4 years.
Class of 2020, you rocked the house.
You really played the field.
You knocked it out of the park.
Congratulations, and go Tigers!
Hey, Miss Klein, how we doing? I thought me and the bees were the only people that were still here. Bees don't care about COVID, and I have to keep on checking on them. So they're looking awesome. They're making some more new baby bees to make honey for us for the summer. They don't care about COVID. Just really quickly, I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually started beekeeping at 58. So I'm 60 now, and I'm doing this whole new thing that I knew absolutely nothing about. So my only advice to the class of 220 as you go off into the world is learn something new every day. You'll be amazed at how much you enjoy it and how excited you will be teaching other people. Love you guys.
Congratulations to the Mamaroneck High School graduating class. I'm super excited for you guys. I'm super excited for what you have to look forward to. Be proud of yourself. This is no small feat. And as you go forward in life, whatever it is that you do, make sure you find a creative outlet. I really encourage that. I think that's really important. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail, because you can learn from your mistakes. But as you do this, make sure that you're kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. To be a decent human being, I think, is the most important thing, and it's something that gets overlooked. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud to be from Mamaroneck. Go forth, enjoy your life, and be kind.
Welcome, members of the class of 2020. On behalf of all your teachers, I would like to express our sincere congratulations and best wishes to you. Today, I have the privilege of presenting the Boothby Award. This award commemorates Arthur Boothby, who was superintendent of Mamaroneck schools from 1917 to 1941. It is presented by the Mamaroneck Teachers Association to the graduating senior who best exemplifies the ideals of public education. This is the only award presented at graduation. The Boothby winner is chosen by a secret ballot of the high school faculty. The winner is one of the best kept secrets at Mamaroneck High School. This year's award winner embodies the drive, curiosity, humility, and care for others that we wish for all students. In her studies, she is a powerhouse. Characterized as a rock star by her pre-calculus honors teacher, she is a confident learner who welcomes any challenge and is always willing to take a risk to further her learning. In class, she enjoys raising questions, offering suggestions, and having her thinking challenged. Through her participation in the original science research program, she developed a true passion for the sciences. In her junior year, she received the Future of Medicine Award at the Westchester Science and Engineering Fair. She was selected to participate in the Simons Research Program, spending 6 weeks studying under a top doctor in the field of immunology. And if that wasn't enough, she is an accomplished violinist and the president of Tri-M Music Honor Society. But her accomplishments go beyond the classroom. She is kind, thoughtful, and always willing to work with others and help when needed. She has been a member and president of the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, as well as the founder of the self-defense club Girls Fight Back. As a volunteer with the Town of Mamaroneck Village of Larchmont Volunteer Ambulance Corps, she provides emergency medical services to members of our local community. This year's winner is a true standout, both in and out of the classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to present the 2020 Boothby Award to Liana Haggis. Congratulations, Liana.
Miss Albert, you are here.
I've been here. I'm trying to solve this economic crisis. I wish that the class of 2020 were here to talk through all these issues with me. I'm confident that we'll be able to move beyond this and your generation will help us get there.
I totally agree with Miss Albert. I think the class of 2020 is absolutely prepared to take on the issues of the day. Let's stop in at an art class. Whoa, what is going on back here?
Students over the years have told me they've found this class to be meditative and even relaxing. And art has the power to do that. Art has the power to transcend and connect us to the world and ourselves at the same time. Seek out those opportunities in your future.
I'm not here to say something that you all have already heard. What good would my 3 minutes here be if I use them to give the same spiel as every other speaker? We've already heard every flavor of speech that begs us to be strong, brave, and mature. Adults that have looked at us, their own distant childhoods glittering in their eyes, and said that although we cannot have the traditionally coveted experiences of graduating high school seniors, they will try to soften the blow. Well, I'm not them, which is why I want to take this moment to talk to all of you about mosquitoes. Yes, the small, annoying little bugs that start to emerge from wherever they are hiding right around this time of year. It was once said that if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. This was said by the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is believed by the Tibetan monks to be a realized being, inspired by the wish to attain complete enlightenment, who has vowed to be reborn in the world to help all living beings. That's from his personal webpage. But more importantly, it's generally agreed upon that he is wise and is held in high esteem. In conjunction, his quote supports my point, so I'm going to go with it. Our graduating class is full of some of the most ambitious, intelligent, and driven people I've ever met. Granted, between the 400 kids in the class, you comprise the majority of all the people I've ever met. However, it is clear that these people are leaving high school with a spark of determination in their eyes. We have set our gaze on distant horizons. We try to seem confident, collected, and excited about the future. We certainly see ourselves as adults, forgetting that this is also how we felt after 5th grade graduation, and again after 8th grade. That is our perspective of ourselves. Sitting just beyond the horizons are all the other people we will ever have to deal with. They see excitement and confidence as naivety, rashness, or the fading joy of youth. The pessimism of these adults, much like inflation, is a self-fulfilling prophecy. As most people move further and further from their high school graduations, they become jaded, tired, and lose their belief in themselves. But what I want to tell all of you is that you cannot let this happen to you. We have among us the potential to make groundbreaking discoveries or invent world-changing technologies. Working alone or coming together as individuals, we have the power to effect widespread change in the world, no matter how small or insignificant we feel. Feeling powerless is a mindset that you take on, not a fact based on any concrete evidence. I would know because I completely invented that statement. Maybe there are facts somewhere to justify feeling ineffectual and unimportant, but like we've all learned to do, I will brand that as fake news and plow forth in supporting my own convictions. We are like the mosquitoes, which clearly present a large issue to the sleeping habits of the Dalai Lama. Each person carries within themselves the power to make a big change. And as you go on in life, don't ever forget that. Everyone has had a mosquito buzzing in their ear as they try to fall asleep. We all know firsthand that through persistence and perseverance, that singular insect, 100 million times smaller than a human, can control the path of your night. You might not remember every moment or any speech, but maybe when you think back on your peculiar high school graduation in 5 or 10 years, you will have a faint recollection that anyone, even you, can make a difference. Or you might think, how cute, we thought that 2020 was a nightmare year. Hopefully the former.
All right, people, let's go. Let's go, people, let's go. We've got all day. Move it or lose it, Queen. Come on. Oh, God, it's a good thing this class doesn't end in a cumulative exam.
Okay. Mr. Green. Listen, do you have any words you want to say to the class of 2020?
Sure. I got some stuff to say to the class of 2020. Sometimes I like to just come into school and shout my catchphrases in an empty hallway. But in 15 years of being a teacher, I've learned that I'd much rather teach the lessons of history than live them. And we've all lived through a lot of history in the last few months. But I think what's important for you, 2020, is that you had a unique graduation, unlike any other class. And you need to take the lessons of history you learned, not only here in the hallways of MHS, but in your own lives, and go out there and make the change in the world that's going to make situations like we're experiencing now better. That's my charge to you, class of 2020. Take the lessons from MHS and live them.
Señora Díaz, ¿qué haces aquí?
¿Yo? Bueno, estoy aquí porque, chicos, hoy día ha llegado el momento de la graduación y quiero felicitarles a todos. Ustedes han trabajado muchísimo durante estos 4 años. Estoy muy orgullosa de ustedes. Todos merecen un aplauso.
To the Mamaroneck High School graduating class of 2020. Thinking about what to say today, I must have stared at a blank document for 2 hours. How do I relate to what you have all gone through this year? How do I give a speech in front of a camera and not live with the energy of 400 plus students with their friends and families in attendance? How can I possibly contribute? I want to bring you back to September of last year for just a moment. An exciting time, looking forward to your senior year classes you'll be taking, concerts to perform in, plays to act in, sports to compete in, hanging out with your friends. What would you do after MHS? A job, college, the military, or a gap year? All of these thoughts swirling in your brain. Please keep those September thoughts in your mind, as they will always put a smile on your face. But do not discount the challenges this year has brought and how you showed resiliency in facing them, and they will serve you well in the future. The memories of my senior year have long since faded away, but you will never forget yours. With that, thank your teachers as they helped mold you. Thank your friends as they made you laugh. Thank your siblings as they have tested you. And thank your parents for supporting and always being there for you. To the Mamaroneck High School graduating class of 2020, and on behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations and good luck in all of your future endeavors.
Mr. Short, at ease. Go home for the summer.
Oh, hi, Miss Klein.
Oh, hi, Miss Parsley.
You know, I had one of my favorite teachers once tell me, never deny center stage, and I haven't ever since. And in dance and in life, and for you, class of 2020, it's important for you to never deny center stage. We're gonna need you to take center stage every chance you get.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You are truly a special class. I applaud your resilience, perseverance, and the grace by which you have transcended this unprecedented moment in history. Your story will be like no other class. I am confident that your next chapter will resonate with a newfound sense of purpose and unique perspective that will serve as a model for what one can achieve, withstand, and conquer. As I stand above the field amidst the backdrop of the traditional graduation setting, I am reminded that our rituals and rites of passage provide an emotional connection to the journeys we embark on and the paths we take. They serve as symbols that speak to the value of our institutions and our social connections, the forging of friendships and meaningful relationships that shape our lives. When I close my eyes for a moment, I feel a deeper appreciation for how the circumstances of this year will nor hinder nor halt your potential. I am reminded of all your individual and collective achievements, meaningful moments of successes and accomplishments where you found something of yourself unforeseen at the time. Learning to tap dance to star in the spring musical, delving into research and entering a science competition, creating a portfolio of artwork reviewed by critics, committing yourself to the physical challenge of a grueling fall and winter sports competition, building a prototype in collaborative design class, and most recently, preparing for and navigating an online AP exam. The last 4 months have delivered a pause or time out that has unseated your expectations, plans, hopes, and dreams. During this time, you've had the opportunity to respond to uncertainty, adjust your mindset, and become more reflective in thinking about what is near and dear to your heart and mind. Maybe you reconsidered your priorities, found new passions, or appreciated the true value of a friendship that was unrecognizable in the sea and pace of your life a short time ago. Take heart in what you have found out about yourself and the world and secure it in a special place as you move to the next stage of your life. The resilience forged by this moment will provide you with a sense of confidence that no moment is insurmountable, no challenge can overtake you, and the fragility of time can be matched by resolve, clarity, and a belief that you have the power to change the course of your lives. While they say hindsight is 20/20, the more apropos moment is the glass is half full. Do not dwell on what was lost, but indeed take pride in how the moment has shaped who you are, what you realized, and take solace in the fine fulfillment in believing that the potential of the future and the fine moments that are yet to come. Congratulations and best of luck, class of 2020.
At 8 a.m. on Thursday, June 4th, I gathered with a group of parents at the Mamaroneck Harbor to wave the first car caravan of seniors out of the parking lot. Despite the fact that it was earlier than many of you had gotten up over the last 3 months, you showed up in large numbers. There was an air of expectancy as you lined up with your families to head out onto the Boston Post Road. And the mood was somewhat subdued. 45 minutes later, When I met you back at the high school parking lot, the mood was totally different. The sirens were blaring, the horns were honking, students were waving, hollering, and beaming, and parents were openly crying. At the first sight of the caravan, I myself started to weep, and this happened every time the 8 different caravans snaked through the school parking lot. I realized it was the first time in months I was seeing students in large numbers, and the sense of loss for everything you had missed in the spring came flooding over me, and once again, I was reminded that so much of what we do at Mamaroneck High School is about building relationships, and nothing about virtual learning can replace the joy of seeing your faces in person. Likewise, students and parents told me that they too were overwhelmed with emotion and that they were moved by the number of community members who lined the streets to cheer for this class, the class of 2020. Over the past 3 months, we have reluctantly adopted new rituals, turned Zoom into a verb, and tried mightily to flatten the curve. Dr. Atul Gawande, author of many books and recipient of the MacArthur Genius Award, recently wrote about the safety measures his hospital enacted that led to very few transmissions of the virus amongst the 75,000 employees at Mass General Brigham. He spoke about the things we know: consistent hygiene measures, careful screening, social distancing, and the wearing of masks. But he said it was the 5th element that was the most important and the most difficult aspect of what he's calling a layered approach to safety. The 5th pillar requires a change in culture and requires people to care not only about their own safety, but the safety of others. He illustrates this point by explaining why he wears a mask. I protect you, and I protect me. Your community has not only protected, but it has supported you for the past 18 years. And over the past few weeks, so many community members rallied together on behalf of the class of 2020. In planning the car caravan, all 3 municipalities got together and signed off on this unprecedented all-day celebration. And it was a wonderful example of what happens when people join in a common cause. In turn, over the last 4 years, you have demonstrated what it means to be a member of our community. So many of you served in leadership roles, both within the school and within the larger community. You have tutored large numbers of students and helped ease the transition for our 9th graders. In mid-February, 126 of you went to New Hampshire to campaign for presidential candidates and to report on the first primary of the season. You enthusiastically knocked on doors of New Hampshire residents, attended rallies, interviewed strangers, and made phone calls on behalf of your candidates. In late February, a large number of you took to this stage in McLean and brought sheer joy to the entire community when you tapped your way through Singing in the Rain. Members of this class have cleaned up the harbor. 200 of you are registered to vote, and I hope when the rest of you turn 18, you will follow the examples of your older peers. 20 years from now, when you say I graduated from high school in 2020, everyone will know what that means. Not only will they understand how the pandemic shaped your senior year, they will also know you were the class that experienced events of momentous importance that culminated in the last months of your high school career, when amidst an international pandemic, activists all over the world, including in Larchmont and Mamaroneck, took to the streets to protest the murder of George Floyd and racism in our society. Graduation speeches often end with a call to action, but this year there is a difference. Your generation has been thrust into the midst of an international historic event that has touched almost every human on this planet. When this pandemic is over, many will want to return to the way things were. But enough of you recognize that the pandemic has exposed the fault lines in our society, and that at this point, a return is not good enough. We will need to change the culture to ensure that a more humane and equitable society rises from the ashes. And who better to do this than you? You are creators of websites and songs, savers of lives and the environment, makers of touchdowns and goals and podcasts, protectors of family and friends, grandparents and work colleagues. You are our hope, and on behalf of the entire Mamaroneck High School faculty, we are confident that you have the change within. Congratulations. Before we continue with the ceremony and reading of graduates' names, I would like to take a moment to remember one of your classmates, Ronald Williams, who passed away June 18th, 2018, and would have been celebrating with all of you this momentous occasion. Let us pause to remember Ronald. Thank you. As the principal of Mamaroneck High School, I certify that the following students have met the requirements for graduation and may receive their diplomas.
Joshua Abraham, Leah Abraham, Victor Acosta, Brian Mitchell Adorno, John Eric Africa, Oscar Aguilar, Mylan Alapui, Miles Alapui, Samori Alston Kenny, Katina Ames Gaddis, Eric Anastas, Nicholas Anderson, Jacob Antonelli, Alexander Astorina, Vincent Altieri, Sophia Autorino, Haley Rose Aversa, Catherine Hayes Aversano, Alex Avila, Guillermo Avila, Connor Aylett, Jackson Baker, Darlin Benegas Altamirano, Gonzalo Barragan, Chelsea Barrios, Kimberly Barrios, Joanna Barrios, Rachel Barry, Noah Bartlett, Joshua Bass, Andrew Basta, Jonathan Bautista, Alma Beckwith, Anthony Baypor, Michael Bennett, Ravi Bala, John Thomas Bierman, Emma Bloom, Amelia Bone, Grace Boniello, Andrew Boykin Holland, Carter Boykin Holland, Griffin Boyle, Madeline Boyle, Anna Browse, Anna Brodus, Catherine Broderick, Madeline Brody, Nasir Brown, Mark Bucchino, Zoe Bucci, Julia Bunta, Ian Burks, Antonio Caceres, Louis Cantalupi, Rosebelly Carbajal Cabrera, David Carpanzano, Blake Carrasco, Andrew Carrier, Kelly Carroll, Justin Cespedes, Inez Shama, Tyler Chimento, Ella Chin, Albert Cifuentes, Derek Cifuentes, Christopher Clark, Ty Cohen, Thomas Colbert, Ella Colin Diaguela, Jack Connor, William Corsa, Christina Costin, Jacob Cousin, Aaron Cox, Ella Crandall, Louise Crochon, Bridget Kolke, Peter Cooney, Andrew Danziger, Braden Davis, Beatrice de Aguiar, Ethan De La Rosa, Beatrice De Lassa, Gabriel De Lassa, Thibaut de Vignemin, Daniel Dida, Javier De La Cruz, Jack De La, Darlene Rachel Delgado Barrios, Samantha DeMacy, Gwendolyn Durhammer Hill, Henry Deutsch, Morgan Deutsch, Zoe Devaney, Harrison Dirks, Gabrielle Dobkin, Kyle Doherty, Luke Doherty, Lillian Donnelly, Julia Dorff, Parker Eboli, Abraham Alligator, Brandon Ellis, Dana Gibson Emery, Anna Epstein, Dane Anthony Urfey, Joshua Edinger, Senia Eugenio, Dylan Fagan, Regina Fay, Chloe Fayed, Emilio Fernandez, Francisco Farizi, Caitlin Fink, Justin Fiorillo, Mohammed Flitty, Kristen Forrestal, Gabriel Freed, Noah Friedman, Rosina Fry, Aldivia Fuentes Velasquez, Celine Deborah Faraja, Sailor Garcia, Gianna Garlini, Hannah Gelden, Lily Katia Gilino, Juan Jimenez Yanes, Stella Giobio, Matthew Giraldo, Zachary Godick, Diana Goldonsky, Charlotte Goldstein, Eli Gottsagen, Grayson Graham, Sheila Gramajo, Nishan Grandi, Abigail Grimm, Charles Groninger, Samantha Gropper, Amalia Gaini, Liana Haggis, Luke Harrington, Lisha Havinga, Juliana Hayden, Mark Hayek, Benson He, Patrick Healy, Omar Hernandez, Wendy Hernandez, Alexander Herzig, Clara Hewson, James Hickey, William Hilfiger, Thomas Hillman, Ashley Hole, Elijah Hollander, Catherine Holton, Dante Howard, Miles Howard, Justin Huang, Thalia Irodia Canu, Elitza Ilieva, David Interiano Menjivar, Morris Jansen, Daniel Jarmitz, Emily Jaswal, Jasmine Gian, Brittany Jimenez, Aoife Judge, Aldiana Kalecki, Lillian Kalish, Edmund Cam, Nathan Karas, Sophia Karim, Daniel Karn, Eli Katz, Noah Katz, Saki Kawakami, Lily Keene, Matthew Kearney, Aiden Kelly, Ava King, Matthew Kramer, Eliana Kraut, Jack Kreisman Dion, Molly Kreisman Dion, Dasha Krylova, Amy Kuhnhart, Shane Curtis, Sandy Kwok, Alejandro Lafuente, Anthony LaGreca, Claire Lane, Jake Langhoff, Brianna LaRusso, Jack Lowinger, Yasmin Lazaro Aguirre, Kevin Light, Madison Lira, Charles Levinson, Alyssa Locke, Jeffrey Lopez, Joseph Lopez, Kiri Lopez, Nelson Lopez, Shelby Lopez, Cole Lovejoy, Meredith Lundberg, Robert Lundberg, Georgia Mackey, Matthew Molland, Kia McCool, Anna Shelby Maldonado, Kevin Maldonado, Michael Mancino, Natalie Manley, Deborah Margolis, Jacob Margocious, Marcia Marino, Dimitri Markopoulos, Isabel Massart, Alexandra Master, Demas Mazariego Argueta, Matthias McAdams, Matthew McCants, Andrew Macaulay, Price McKinney, Ian McLaren, John McMillan, Sheely Medina, Taya Mehotra, Carlos Mello, Luis Mendoza, Kobe Menser, Connor Menzel, Ari Miller, Jordana Miller, Franklin Miranda, Andrew Marulis, Charles Molin, Luis Mondejar Rodriguez, Jason Monroy Sarceno, Michael Montoni, Pierre Julien Morange, Alexandra Morelli, Caroline Moriarty, Scott Morris, Natalie Morton, Emily Moroccotti, Alyssa Murray, Dante Myers, Kimball Nielsen, Sarah Nidus, Abigail O'Connell, Nicholas Orchanian, Liam O'Reilly, Alexandra Patrick, Daisy Patrick, Lainey Pearson, Chrissy Pecora, Kenneth Perez, Maximus Perez, Facundo Plucker Romero, Geronimo Pinto, Julia Pizzol, Thomas Plunkett, Capucine Pochard, William Popoli, Juan Posada, Kendall Pasila, Nicole Pulio, Jake Quadagno, Emerson Rabanales, Ociel Rabanales, John Radovich, Alexander Raja, Brian Ramirez, Zechariah Ramos, Lauren Ravid, Oliver Rayner, Quinn Reevy, Jonathan Reich, Gabrielle Reif, Catherine Riley, Caroline Revich, Alana Jade Reyes, Arielis Reynoso, Alan Rios, Kevin Rivas, Eric Rivera, Jack Robbins, Morgan Robinson, Joseph Rodas, Hillary Rodriguez, Leah Rodriguez, Matthew Rodriguez Ameli, Caitlin Rogoff, Charles Roseberry, Lucy Rosenbaum, Jessica Rosenblatt, Ryan Rosenblatt, Jacob Ross, Louis Rossick, Jason Rothman, Alexa Sage, Celine Sagir, Austin Sakakini, Mia Sampson, Miguel Sanchez Lorzo, Camila Sanchez Montalvan, Nico Santamaria, Kenneth Santos, Bethany Saddler, Timothy Brewster Sawyer, Samantha Shade, Ariana Scheuer, Matthew Schneiderman, Daniel Schulman, Alec Schwartzman, Matt Siegel, Marilyn Serrano, Michelle Skanga, Nicole Skanga, Mia Scheinlin, Reza Shanasa, Benjamin Shakrian, Sophie Showers, Alec Sicklick, Madeline Silverstein, Alec Sirkin, Abigail Sorota, Luke Scutaris, Ella Mae Spinali, Margot Spinali, Caitlin Spiridelis, Rebecca Spitalnik, Kenza Squally Husseini, Brooke Starr, Irie Stevenson, Stephen Subin, Gabriel Sue, Emma Sullivan, Megan Sundberg, Luke Swansea, William Symington, Mohammed Amin Tahiri, Jorge Tapia, Sydney Taish, Cameron Thaler, Cameron Feed, Gabriel Tomchek, Michael Torrey, Lisa Tudyk, William Tremaine, Christopher Troina, Abigail Troy, Madison Tyler, Richard Marius Tyner, Brian Uvaldo, Anthony Vaccaro, Luis Valdivia, Alberto Vasquez, Sarah Velasquez, Benjamin Vicinelli, Maria Vindigni, Luliana Volker, Brianna Voros, Alexander Wall, Jesse Ward, Sarah Waring, Jared Wattenberg, William Webb, Hannah Weinberger, Sydney Weistuck, Daniel Weston, Abigail Williams, Caress Williams, Ronald Williams, Audrey Williamson, Natalie Winter,
Daphne Wolf, Mary Shu, Ryad Yusi, Ivan Ziopkin, Zesis Zias, Josie Zimmerman, Ethan Zingariello, Michelle Zinger, Ethan Zoland.
High upon a hill commanding valley, sea, and sky, proudly stands our alma mater, stands Mamaroneck high. Mamaroneck, to thee forever we will always be, faithful to our alma mater. Hail, all hail to thee.
Hey, Shoppy.
How you doing, Liz? Today's the graduation of 2020.
I know it is. You have any last words for this class?
Congratulations to class of 2020. We're proud of you.